get it.
All right, man. Is we ready? Oh, okay. What's up? What's up, man? We back with another one today. We got a special guest. Welcome to the No More Secret podcast. We got a special guest. I'm gonna let him introduce himself, and it's gonna be a great topic. He don't even know what we're gonna talk about today. I don't even know what we're gonna talk about, but we're gonna talk about some stuff though. Like we're gonna talk about a lot of stuff. And this is gonna be hard questions. Man. I'm gonna put you on the spot. Let me introduce yourself, man.
Let's do it. My name is Donnie, aka King Don.
King Don.
You know, I'm a barber. You know, I'm an employee at UPS. You know, and I got my my music thing going on. So, trying to venture off into that.
You got kids, man? Come on,
Yeah,
man.
definitely. Yeah,
You gotta say something about your son. I thought you was gonna bring your son.
Yeah, I couldn't bring it right now. He wasn't feeling too good.
Okay.
But yeah, I got a son, 6-year-old. You know,
That's your first son?
yeah, it's my first biological son.
Okay.
I got other kids, older kids with my the mother of my child. You know, I claimed them as my kids. So
Okay. Hold on. Time's up. That means we're gonna start there. How many kids you got then?
that means I got 4 kids.
Okay, you
all
got
together.
Is you gonna marry her?
Uh,
Hit him on the spot. I told you, I'm putting you on the spot.
yeah,
Like,
I wasn't prepared for that one.
hey, listen, I'm putting you on the spot. That means, is you gonna marry her?
I mean, we not together right now.
Dang, why not?
Because some things didn't go as planned.
Was it your fault or her fault?
Now you want to try to.
Hey, I told you it was gonna be like that, man.
Hey, look, I accept responsibility for my shortcomings and my mistakes.
Okay, that means it was definitely your fault then. It was definitely your fault then. It was definitely that mean. Do you still love her?
Yeah, I got love for it. I'm full of love. So you know what I'm saying. I don't hate. So yeah, I got love for
Okay,
her.
I'm
The mother of my child.
Okay. That means how long you been with her?
We're together. My son is 6, so we're together about 4 years.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Probably off and on, like 4 or 5 years. So right there.
What if I tell you God wants you to be with her?
What if you told me that?
Yeah.
I mean, I would listen to you, but it has to manifest.
Hey,
You know what I mean?
listen, man.
You
Listen.
know,
That means we know each other by passing. That means I'm gonna ask you a bunch of questions, man. This like I got hair and stuff. Like, come on, man. We gotta do something with this. I'm gonna pick this right here. Like, it just be bothering me. Like, let me get comfortable.
yeah. Let me get ready because you look like you like the surprise.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm
listen.
saying?
I told you, dog. I'm about to ask you all types of questions, man. But these questions is really just getting to know you and like just getting to know like us as men and becoming as men. Because like I said, you used to be in the streets.
Yeah, yeah. I used to be in the streets a little bit.
Let's talk about the streets, man. Why was you in the streets?
I mean, really, because I thought that's what I had to do at the moment. But in hindsight, it was just I just had to go through some things and experience it to just kind of see it wasn't what I thought it would
When you say you had to, like, what made you feel like you had to?
be. I mean, at the time when I started, being, you get introduced to the streets and the rap music. They talk about selling dope and doing all type of it. So it's like it's fed to you,
Okay.
and it's like when you're going through hard times, you're like, what can I do? You know what I mean? And it's they talk about it in the music. You got your friends doing it, selling drugs, whatever. I came in a spot where I just felt like, all right, this is a route I should take to like maybe help myself and maybe my family financially,
Okay.
or to not be a burden to my parents. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Was you scared? Have you when you started? Like, was you scared? How can I ask? Was you scared to the point like you really didn't want to do it, but you know you had to? And like as a human being or a person or a male, you have to lose your feeling. in that lifestyle? Do you think?
Um, I mean, initially, it just kind of depends on like, like at the very beginning when I, maybe start dibble dabble with, weed and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say I was scared, but maybe unsure because yeah, it's a new kind of. I've never done it before, so it's a new like realm. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Or
And when I say scared, I'm not saying like you was like, oh, I'm scared, like, but just not knowing and seeing people fall from the streets and stuff like
see,
that.
to answer maybe your question a little better, like maybe further on in my journey of selling drugs or whatnot,
Mhm.
like when I graduated to other substances,
Okay.
maybe
Okay.
I might
Bigger.
have had that feeling.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Was it
saying?
more you was scared to go to jail, or you was just scared in general because you making more money and moving more situations?
Probably a little of all of that.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Just seeing
Okay.
it, like
Okay.
seeing the money, how much can be made. Like, is this real? Like, it's gotta be fake. It's gotta be a setup. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen, shit. Hey, they'll definitely set you up. I'm trying to tell you, man. That means you got into it, but when did you know that like it wasn't for you or you didn't want to do it? And did you ever fall out of love with doing it?
um, well, that's kind of a. I mean, that's a good question, but it's a couple layers to it, I guess. So I've always kind of had the awareness
Mhm.
that I wasn't doing the right thing, in the back of my mind, but just wasn't. I'm a young man, so I'm not sure about anything. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So in the back of my mind, I know like this ain't right, but maybe it's right for me.
At the
But I'm
time.
not still not sure, But along the way, I've never like lost my awareness of being right. I mean, like I can't. In the back of my mind, I always knew it was wrong, but just
It was
the
something.
more levels I went up, it's kind of like, all right, I'm just gonna do this and get this money and get to a certain point
Okay.
and stop. But it just never kind of happens like that. You get what I mean?
Right. That means to the point. When did you tell yourself is this not worth it no longer? Like when did you like it's not worth it? Did something happen?
Um, I'm gonna say, I mean, it was just a pattern of things repeating,
Okay.
you know, over time, you know. So when I realized that I still was hustling, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That it was just a sense of like I already was knee deep into it, and I'm accustomed to this, and this is what I know how to do. But at the same time, it's just kind of like with any job or with anything.
Basically,
Like
it is
I'm
a
working this
job.
dead ass in job, but it's the only thing I got to do right now. So, you know, I'm
Right.
gonna I'm gonna make it to a certain point and change it up or whatever.
I mean, did you grow up in that?
You mean as a child?
Yeah.
No, I did not.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, I grew up in a a great, great home.
Hey man,
Both of
these.
my parents.
Hey, that means these light skinned and my son light skinned. You know what I'm saying? Y'all light skinned
I
kids be doing
chose
some
I
straight
chose
stuff.
the route. I chose that route.
You
To
did.
yeah.
Why?
I mean, at the end of the day,
You hold on, real quick. You made it seem like you had no choice,
well, at the time, I felt that way. I was.
but you had your mom and dad though.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to be dependent on them and be a burden. I
But
did say that part
right, but how would you, being a child, having your mom? And
because of
listen,
my mindset.
I didn't. What I'm saying is, I didn't have that. Right, I didn't have a mom and a dad like
Yeah,
that to experience, and it's cool to be talking to people that had a mom and a
yeah.
dad and still went the wrong way. That means now I'm about to go like kind of a little bit deeper. Why did you feel like you had to? Do you feel like you had to because of what?
Okay, so the way I was raised, I was raised knowing that you got to go to work.
Mhm.
You got to get some money.
Mhm.
You can't just be late. You can't be just sitting around not doing nothing. You got to go to work. You got to get money. The difference, what like in kind of what you asking, is what happened is that, like I said, I was introduced to these things by my peers.
Peers as friends in school.
Yeah.
That means you was more peer pressure.
Friends, yeah, in school, rap music, listening to music, television. You know what I'm saying?
That means you was peer pressure then.
I mean, not necessarily. Nobody pressured me to do it. No, not really.
I'm not.
I mean, in a way, but it's more than, it's deeper than that. You know, it's like, you know, they want us to go to jail. Like they make money off
when
of
you
us
say
black men going to jail.
Okay, but when you say they, who is these they people? You gotta speak on.
Okay, the powers that be, or the people who run the jails, whoever that may be. You know,
but you decided to do it. How is it they wanted you to do something that you decided?
I'm saying you get influenced by rap music. You get influenced by. I get influenced.
Okay.
Was influenced by rap music, by television, by my peers, by
You was the only child.
No, I wasn't. I was the youngest child.
That means, do you feel like like, hey, because you know, hey,
wait, no, because I swear when we get home, he's gonna be like, no more rap music, nothing. He's gonna make me no.
I mean, but the thing is,
you know, I'm not gonna do that.
but you're aware about it, and y'all can just have a conversation about it. We having a conversation about it right now,
right?
So,
but
it's like,
but what I'm saying is, I'm gonna look at it in a different scope because now I'm like, you said that you had a mom and a dad. You said you was the youngest. That means, do you feel like the reason you did jump off the porch or you went that route is because, and I'm just asking, is it because you felt like you didn't want to know yourself? You was, I'm gonna use this word, lame. Not saying you was lame, or you didn't have friends and you wanted to not be yourself, and this is how people was getting girls and stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna try to answer that. Okay, so a part of what you're saying, yeah, when you're a kid, you don't know yourself,
but you had a
nobody
dad,
did. You didn't know yourself when you was 13 and 14.
Right, but you had a dad.
You grew up.
But you had a dad.
You grew up.
Talk. You can talk. You can cut in.
I was gonna say having the parents in your life, that don't mean you know yourself. Like parents.
Nobody. Oh my. I'm sorry.
Parents is like, they not all like you. Like they don't teach you about yourself. Like just because you got two parents in the house, that don't mean like they
You're
was
still
always
your own
there.
individual person.
Yeah.
Just because you have a dad doesn't mean you're not your own person.
And listen, this, and I love it. Why? Because these are three different aspects of you. Because you had a dad. My son have a dad. I didn't have a dad. Yeah. Right? That means me, I'm looking like, if you had a dad, why would you do X, Y, and Z?
But it's different levels to every situation. Every person ain't the same. Every situation ain't the same.
Right. But people
don't learn the same.
This is why. Right. But this is why I think having conversations like that is good. Right. Because I'm like, if I had a dad, I would. And don't I say that?
You don't know what you would have did if you would have had a dad.
See. But I be telling him, I said, if I had a dad, I would be doing this and doing this, and.
But you don't know.
I know. I guess.
You can't say that.
I guess this is where the learning part come in, as us starting to know each other in life. You can now, it give me a perspective of like, just because now I know people have a dad or a mom, don't mean that you want to grow up to be just like them. Because like I said, why didn't you feel like you didn't know yourself? Because my son is 14. He know himself. That means I would
guarantee he doesn't completely know himself.
No, I'm not saying he know himself 100, but now what I could do is I can weigh two things. I can ask you a question, then ask him why he feel a certain way and why he's not doing X, Y, and Z. Because y'all, like I said, both of y'all had a father or a man modeling your life on a consistent basis. I really didn't.
Okay.
Right? That means why do you feel like you did it having still a father? Was you connected to your father?
Yeah. I had a father that was around. Yeah.
And why haven't you then? Let's
What you mean?
like you hear he said he had a dad. He was connected with your dad, correct?
Yeah, I was closer with my mom, like most
Most-
of us are.
yeah, right.
But my dad was there. Yeah, he worked a lot. He was at work a lot though, but he was there.
What about you?
What's the question?
The question is, you hear that he said that he had a father, he was connected, but he still ended up going that journey.
I mean, just because you like close to your pops, like nobody can teach you about yourself. Like they can show you the steps.
You could
Like
lead a fish. You could lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink.
yeah, so
Okay.
You don't
like
know that.
Okay.
you could like teach me everything, but if I decide to go somewhere,
I mean, all decisions then.
yeah,
Okay. Okay. I like it. Hey, and I like it. See, I can understand now because I'm thinking if I was the best parent, or if I was in tune with my kids, they wouldn't do it. But one thing I do know, my house cannot be like the streets. My house cannot be like the school. Like
Yeah,
I modeled that because I understood this. You cannot you cannot control what's not in your house.
yeah,
Like your kids got to go to school. That means they're gonna see all types of stuff.
yeah.
But my house cannot model what my kids see.
Right.
They
And
get that
sounds
balance.
that sounds like a good. That sounds good.
And that's how I raised my
Yeah.
my kid. Like I'm not gonna say I wanted to smoke, I wanted to drink, but the reason why I didn't do a lot of them things because I knew outside that's what they was gonna see. And if
Yeah.
I'm saying like, hey, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that, but I'm sitting there doing it, the house should not model. I don't think how can I say it? I don't think us as parents, and like I said, I'm a parent. I'm 100% parent. I'm gonna put me in it as well. I think a lot of us, what we do is, it's easy to tell your kid what to do. It's easy to tell a child how to do, but us as parents, we don't model it by our actions.
That's just like how I mentioned to you yesterday. Like how just a cut a real easy example of that is when you cuss. you tell your you tell your kids not to cuss, but you cussing all day long. How can you tell them not to cuss, but you cuss? So what type of example is that leading? Like what type of environment? Like you that's like a
It it
double
is
standard.
it is a double, but I do know parents that I do know people cuss because that's how they'll express themselves in cussing, right?
Yeah.
Because
So if you feel like
Be-
that's
no, because even when he rap, like when my sons rap,
Yeah.
they'll use cussing,
yeah,
right? I don't, I don't, I don't mind it.
Yeah.
But if he just sitting there cussing for no entire reason, I'm not gonna tell him you bad doing that. But what I will tell him is like, hey, I don't think that's appropriate for you to be doing it at your age,
right.
right? See, that's how I would teach my
Yeah,
kids.
see, that's different than like I mean, you know what I'm saying. Like
No, I don't.
a lot
You
of
got-
people
you got
do. A
sick.
lot of people do that. I've been guilty of it too. You know what I'm saying? Like don't cuss, but then I'm cussing.
No,
talking to my homeboys or whatnot.
No, like my son
Yeah.
here, and like my son, I would allow him to call me out if I'm. He be like, "Nah, dad," but
Yeah.
when I have taught my kids, I have when they'll make bad choices. I don't want to say bad. When they'll make decisions, I don't. You bad because no,
Yeah,
no,
can't do that.
no, hell no. I allow him to make these decisions, but I have to discipline him. But the one thing that I see us as parents we don't do is show the love behind that discipline.
Yeah, for sure.
That means growing up, back to your parents. You said you had the parents.
Yeah.
When you did go that way, how did your parents feel? Like, what did they feel like they did something wrong? And like,
I mean, I'm sure that they felt that way. It was a level of that feeling.
did they ever
But I
express
don't.
that to you?
Well, yeah, but I would say probably not to the level they're real. Like they've said things, or but it's kind of like a certain point when I caught a certain case. I remember like they knew I probably was doing something, smoking and stuff, but they probably didn't know the level of what I was doing until I got caught. And then they had to come buy me out of jail. And they like my dad like what? Like I can't believe you, Donnie.
Did you ever feel? Did you ever feel bad because my son, when he do something, sometimes he be like it. He might not say it, but I see the disappointment on his face sometimes
Yeah,
that he disappointed me. Like,
yeah, because that's what I was gonna get to too. Like, yeah, like the disappointment. Like I can tell. Like they might not have said it, but I just could tell they were disappointed. Because at the end of the day, I knew better in my mind. Or like with any kid, like with any most kids are gonna bump their head or go the wrong route, even if you tell them not to. Like that's just life. You know what I'm saying? But I knew when I was doing, I knew I was wrong. Like it's not like it's not like I knew like I'm just like oh, maybe I can get away with doing this, or you know what I mean, or maybe like this is
I mean,
cool for me, and then I'll straighten up later. Like but
how do you?
it just don't work like that.
How do you? If your son started doing that, how would that look? What would you say, and how would you tell him no?
Okay, I mean, of course, I'm a deadhead. I'm gonna say something, but I'm not gonna lead my son. I mean, I'm pretty sure most fathers say that, but I'm gonna do my best to not lead him that way, or give him options.
The same thing as your father did, but you still made that choice.
Yeah, but I can, learn from things that my dad could have did better, or things that he did do good. Like you get what I'm saying? Compare and
No, I don't. No, I
contrast.
don't. Can you? Can you? I don't. Can you say what
Just
you're saying?
just like things that how he might have could have showed me a little more things.
That mean you felt neglected?
I'm not gonna say I feel neglected, but
I'm just, hey, I'm just, hey, that's what it sounds like, don't it?
Pops, I love you, man. Hey, you the best, man. Love you.
No, but you got to think, but you got to now start being honest because if your son started doing the same thing you was doing, how would you tell him to stop or not to do it? If you said earlier in the conversation, he got to find himself.
Yeah, I mean, it's only so much I could say or do. I would, of course, steer him the right way.
How would you steer him the right way?
Uh, by showing him better things to do,
but your
better
dad
ways to get some money,
but
ways to where.
But your dad did the same thing and you still went the wrong way.
Who said my dad did the same thing?
Because you said because
my dad is not me.
Hold on. Because I'm going off of what you said. You said what your dad did is he told you about making money and he was always at work. That means he might have not have did.
I mean, he showed me that more than told me that you go work and you get money, you get a job.
Right. That means he still expressed it, showed it.
Yeah, but I worked and you can go get work and go get somebody.
Right, but how would you show? But how would you? Right, but how would you show your son though? Like, how would you show your son?
I mean, I would show him how to cut hair, which I know how to do. Skills I know how to do, I would show him.
But what if he still? Sure. What if he still go down that route?
Then he gonna go to jail. Nigga, what you talking about? If he go that route, he got a place for it.
Okay, but that's the end goal. That's the end goal.
Like, of course, I'm gonna try to deter my son from doing that. Of course, but by showing him what I know, and and how to, you got this skill here and certain skills that you don't have to sell drugs.
But what if he feel like he's not being seen or heard, or what if he feel
And
a
that's some
void?
things you gotta experience as a young man. You gotta deal. You gotta learn yourself.
That mean you would.
Nobody there to hold your hand the whole way.
That mean if
When
he
you
starts
get in life.
smoking at the age of 10, what would you do?
He said at the age of 10.
Hey, kids pregnant. I know two
No, I
girls that's
know.
in elementary,
Oh,
junior high
I
pregnant.
mean, I'll try to correct it, bro. Like I
Like,
can't
what
think
would you do? What's some of the actions? What's some of the actions you would
You
do?
want me to just
Yes.
go here and be like, I'm gonna grab him by his feet, hold him up,
What's some of the actions that you would do?
punch him in his chest.
That's what you would do? What's some of the
I don't
actions?
know what I would do, bro.
If my
I'm not
okay,
in that situation yet.
okay, with my if it was if my son right there, if my son,
What would you do
what I would do?
if you seen him? He probably already,
Of course
no,
not.
I'm just playing.
Of course not.
But he come home, he high, and he like, man, I'm sleepy, man. You looking at it like, nigga, you ain't sleepy. I know what being high. What would you do? What you gonna do from then on? From that point?
If my son come high, I would talk to him and see what's going on with him. Let him know this is not the way that he should go. I wouldn't allow him to do it. Right? I'm not going to give him a pass to do it. I would get him the help that he needs. I would get him into counseling. I would let him know that this is not something that you're going to do in my house.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm not going to make him feel bad either.
Yeah.
To the point that he's still going to do it. Right? Is the point of that modeling and that coming and talking to him and not, because sometimes what we do is we tell our kids, you should not do this, because of that, but then we don't follow up the next day or the next week or the next moment. We just let it be. But me, because I'm a parent that's there and I'm going to connect, I'm going to speak to him, I'm going to see what's going on, I'm going to interact with him, I'm going to get him into activities, I'm going to do things with him. Because like I said, me, fuck a job, fuck a relationship, fuck a friend. My kids are important to me. I stop my whole what I want to do to make sure that my kids can at least have a bridge to go over, for they don't have to fall so many times in life. Right? But that's that modeling. Like even the simple fact that I wanted to move my kids out the hood. Period. What did I do? Me and my wife, we got into a nice neighborhood and we modeled this is another way that you can live.
Yeah, sure.
We were still arguing. We still had problems.
Yeah, of course.
But we was modeling something that we wanted our kids to see.
Yeah.
Right?
Because you had a vision for your family.
Right, the whole time.
Follow through with the goal and what you were trying to do.
That mean if he do smoke, right? I have a relationship with him. A lot of us as parents, we don't. Let me ask you this question before I say it.
Okay.
How would you build a relationship with your child?
I mean, it's similar to what you was already saying because
No, I said how would you?
okay, but what I would do is similar to what you were saying, as far as keeping a rapport with him, a conversation going, knowing what's going on with him, and really being trying to be empathetic of what he has going on. You know what I mean? Along with just being involved with him. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know. Tell me.
Being involved with him, doing activities with him, staying around in his life. Let him know I'm there. And also showing him better things to do. Whether it's
How would you?
hobby.
How do you show somebody something when you don't know it? Not saying you don't, but how would you show that?
Show what?
What you saying you gonna show? I don't know. I can't say it because you didn't tell me how you were showing me. You going off of me, and that's hold on, real quick. Hold on, real quick. Why I was trying to stop you is because a lot of times what we do is we say, "I'm gonna go off what you said," right?
Yeah.
I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You going off what I'm saying? I'm saying, how would you build that rapport with your kid? Like the Pacific of I can say I built this rapport with my child that I would read with them at night. I would pray with them at night. I would make sure that
being more specific.
I'm a Pacific person, dog. I'm a Pacific.
Like you know, when I pick, you know, I stay picking him up from school. You know, I do his homework with him.
Mhm.
You know, and you know, I talk to him. I show him basketball, how to play basketball and sports. You know, and so like I was the coach at the Y. I got him
Wow.
in the Y for a couple of seasons, and I was the coach for their team. You know, and I want to continue doing that with the sports and be a coach for him and a leader for him and his friends. You know, and show him what a black male can be doing, can do positive.
What about how would you show him that? How would you show him a man can be? I hate to use this word, feminine, but still be masculine as a man. How do you show that? How do you model that?
Um, Let me see. No, I mean, no, I understand what you're saying because, like, I'm kind of a, you know, I'm, I understand a lot of, or about your energy,
Mhm.
your masculine and feminine energy.
Mhm.
So it's not a crazy question you just asked
Okay.
to me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a balance.
How would you show that to him?
So, I mean, probably how I treat women. You know what I mean? And treat his mom is one thing I could think of. You know, trying to be respectful, being respectful to her.
Would you
And
cry in
show,
front of him?
yes, I have cried in front of my
No,
son.
no, I'm just
You know what
no,
I'm
we
saying?
no, no, we the reason why I'm saying it
Yeah.
because we have to ask these questions because a lot of people like my son, and just truthful, I'm going through a lot,
Yeah.
and one thing I wanted to do is I wanted to give up my son.
Okay.
I'm a good father, right? But I felt like see, him seeing me, all my kids always saw me high up,
Yeah.
making money, making moves, doing this, doing that.
Right.
But at my lowest point, I didn't want my son to see me begging people for food or asking people for help.
Right.
And
Yeah, I understand that, man.
I wanted him, I didn't want him to see that because I thought it made me look weak. And one of the people I asked two ladies, they stayed out the state. One of them said, both of them said yes, but one of them was like, they was worried about me and his connection. And the one lady said, she was like, yeah, I'll take him. She called me back and was like, she was like, no, your son needs you and you need your son. I was so heated because I'm like, dog, you do. She know what I'm going through. I don't know if I can feed my son. I don't know where we're gonna stay at. Like, I'm like, man, like, she was like, she said, you can do it. I was embarrassed,
Yeah.
right? That means when I say that, it hurted me to even say that in front of him because like I never felt to a point that I was weak. And I was so weak, I'm like, death is way better than me. Like days
Right.
that like when I had to lose my job for my kids and that hatred came out of nowhere because I'm
Yeah.
like, damn, I gotta sacrifice again for my kids and like I had so much going on mentally and I didn't know he heard me crying,
Yeah.
right? And I didn't want him to think that being soft and sensitive because
Don't
he
mean that you're weak.
no, it didn't, but
You know.
because I think what my son was doing, and I want him to speak on this, he started portraying this gangster
Hmm.
persona, the thug, because he told me one day he would never get smacked because I guess somebody smacked him in his face at school or at football practice or something. He said he'd never get smacked again.
Right.
And him seeing me being feminine, I'm gonna use these words, feminine, and the stuff I was going through with my identity crisis, he was like, I won't be like that motherfucker right there. Like, fuck that. I'm not gonna be like him. And I start seeing him
Right.
acting different. And me and him start butting heads because I'm like, dog, you going down the wrong way.
But that's because like how society and uh, you know projects things to us that you soft and like you
It's,
said
I
like
don't. I'm
that's
not even
not
going to.
manly.
No, see, I'm not
That's
even
not
going to
best.
say society. I'm gonna say what it is. I'm gonna say the parents in the house, the females. I'm not gonna say
Well, yeah,
society.
that
Be,
definitely is a part of
the reason why I'm gonna say
it's a part of it.
society, and I'm gonna let him speak on it, is because it wasn't society saying I'm too soft. It was the relationship I was in.
Right.
It was the people that I was around saying this is not how a man act or show his emotions, right? And then to the point that now my son is acting a different way because he see a man being soft and feminine, he's getting ran over, and whatever whoever smacked him, he said, "Oh, it ain't never going to happen." But I'm gonna let my son speak on that. Speak on it, JJ.
On the smacking part, I just didn't get slapped. Okay, like wheels went ahead, but then other coaches and okay, but that's not the point. I'm just like, wait, what's the question though?
The
You said
question
speak on it.
is, you saw me go through a lot of stuff mentally and emotionally. You saw me crying. You heard all the stuff people have said about me, the transition, all these feminine. Like, how did that make you feel as a young boy? In at first,
Okay,
before you really knew the depths of what was actually going on. Speak on it.
cause I
Keep speaking, even when I get up. Speak, because I got to do something.
okay, I thought like a man was never like supposed to cry or like never supposed to like talk about their feelings. Cause I was just like I always seen like I ain't seen no man cry before, so I thought it was just abnormal for like a man to cry out in public. So like when I see my pop did it for the first time, I was like, nah, cause I don't like crying. I don't like how it make me feel. So I was just saying like I don't think I want to do that because I thought it was too sensitive, and I thought sensitive was a bad thing because like as a man, sensitive is not gonna get you nowhere. But like as I realized, like crying and like being sensitive, it's like you can be sensitive, but like you just can't, like over exaggerate yourself.
And
Like
I don't mean to cut you off, but that's the balance. Can't like you said. Cause I was gonna say you got to balance, but what you saying, can't be overly emotional.
yeah.
You can't be overly hard either.
So
Right.
I just really seen like one side of it,
Yeah,
so I never knew like what they had to be a balance, or like it was good to have a balance.
yeah.
Only saw like hard, not hard, it's just like not expression, and yeah.
He, we was going to the store, and like I said, my son had saw me at my lowest, and I asked him. I said, "Why do you still respect me?" What did you say, JJ?
I respect him first because he's my dad, and that's the Bible for honor your father. But I respect him because I found out he was a man, and I respect him because he don't give up. And I feel like that's the best part of being a man. Like you have to make give up. As soon as you give up,